When Colby was born, Colby was very alert and very aware. And through the years, we started to realize there were some milestones being missed. And so we got the diagnosis of cerebral palsy when he turned 4 years old. I'm Kim Spangler. I am Colby's mom, and we have started on our journey towards supportive decision making.
My name is Colby Spangler. I'm a senior at Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm 22-year-old. I'm a Christian, really believe in God, and I got saved by like 17 in high school.
And I'm excited to learn all that there is about supported decision making and how we can help Colby learn how important it is to make his own decisions in life. So when he came to Alabama, the first part of that acceptance was that you go through these, what they call the Summer Bridges program. And it's basically a 6 to 12 week program. The first time he did it was the whole entire summer, and it went really well for him, and he wanted to do it again. And so then we reapplied, and he got in for the whole program, the whole year program. So he's in the first cohort of students for this program in the University of Alabama for students with intellectual disabilities, kind of carving a path in a way.
The road name is Washington Points. They help us to do like learning stuff, what jobs we want. I like the classes a lot and making a lot of friends here. I took like CPP classes, and we cook too, and we do like fun stuff with each other. Classes help me get to where I want for my life. I made most A's and B's. I like going to football games, having football parties, doing movie nights.
Colby's been very excited to get that post-secondary level of learning in alongside his typical peers and be seen as a typical peer who's capable of walking in to a classroom in college, sitting down, doing the work, and processing that information the same way. So that's been exciting to watch. So he wants to go into wildlife management. He has always had a love of nature. He's always had a strong empathy for animals that are injured and go through rehab and rehabilitation. He's volunteered at Oak Mountain before with the birds that are injured, and he's always just been really interested in conserving habitats for animals and making sure that they have a nice, good place to live while they're recuperating. So he's always had a passion for that.
I want to go into wildlife. I can help with animals and study the animals and plants.
The way we came to learn about supported decision making was through the process of realizing that the goals in Colby's IEP needed to look different if he were going to be accepted into one of these programs for college. So we were working real diligently with his IEP team for about 2 years on trying to make sure he had what he needed to be accepted into one of these programs, because they do have criteria. And in that process, one of the criteria was that they remain their own guardians, right? So the students that they accept into these programs need to be their own guardians. Colby needs to be able to be responsible for his own decisions, right? So when you think about that, it could get kind of scary, because there are people in the world that might have ill intent and might want to take advantage of a situation, and we are aware of that. And so you have to then become real intentional about almost every decision made at that point, if there is potential for harm, right? And so the best way we found to be able to support Colby in those kind of decisions and stay out of harm's way was through supported decision making, so that he could be responsible for making his own decisions. Now, there's something that people refer to as providing the dignity of risk. And so even though that harm is there, giving him the dignity to choose and take that risk is real important in the process. And so how do you do that? How do you keep somebody safe from harm while you're also providing the dignity of risk so that they can learn and grow? And that's where supported decision making comes in, because yes, they can make these decisions. They have the capacity, they have the ability to choose for themselves with the right amount of support. We sat down and literally wrote out lists of people that we knew that we would trust. That was our first step. We only listed the names of people that we knew we could really trust, 100% trust with supporting Colby. Colby looked at that list. There were names I had on the list that Colby said, nah, I don't think so. And there were names that he brought up that I hadn't even thought of. And so that process was not quick. That wasn't fast. It took probably about 5 to 6 months to finally narrow down who we wanted to ask to be on Colby's supported decision-making team. And then we made phone calls and sent some emails and text messages out. Hey, this is what we're thinking about doing. Would you consider joining us? And honestly, I was a little apprehensive, thinking that people would shy away from it or think, oh gosh, no, that's too much. And that wasn't the case at all. Everybody immediately, oh, I would love to. Oh, we'd be honored. How can we help? What can we do? And so we've had a really positive experience with people jumping on board and wanting to be involved and support Colby this way. So there's been this gradual cutting of the apron strings, I guess, in the last 3 years that he's been here. And I've loved watching it. He will call some of his team members to make a decision that in the past it would have all been mom or dad. One example that really sticks out in my mind is when he was at Publix shopping, his doctor had just told him, you need to get on a multivitamin because this pizza and Coke diet just wasn't working. And he didn't call mom, he called his healthy living support team member. And because there was a lot of different multivitamins to take while he was at Publix. So on the phone, he already knew, I need to call Miss Heidi and get her to help me make this decision about which vitamin to choose. And she did, and he is, and it's going great. My biggest advice would be to really, really, really try hard, even if you do end up going with guardianship, and that has to be a route. Even if you do that, really try hard to think about the importance and the value of building natural supports with and for your child, because there's going to come a day when mom and dad are not around anymore. And that day, when that happens, you really want to already have established and already built up a network of support for your child that's not just that one person, that is a team of people who are all different experts at what they do that can contribute that way.